Hey, what's going on YouTube? So today I'm going to do a video on the Crossing the Delaware series, the 2021 Washington Quarter. Um, I know not a lot of people are fans of this, but I am. Like anytime I see it in my change, I tend to set it aside. I think I've already collected a full quarter roll of them. And I wanted to purchase actual graded coins on eBay from, NGC, PCGS to really get an idea of how to grade these things. If I have any that I found, in my travels, or if I'm going to buy, rolls of them and send them in myself to get graded. So anytime you're sending something into NGC or into PCGS, you kind of want to send it in like a bulk. So I think dealers are allowed to send in like 50 coins where it's like $15 a pop. Normal consumers, you probably want to send in at least 20 coins to make it worth your while, which are probably around $20 a pop. So when you think about it, it's kind of stupid if the quarter is not going to be grade high because it's just not worth what you're paying to get graded. So anyways, long story short, this was the nicest example I was able to afford on eBay. Believe it or not, there's only 37 population report of NGC of the mint state 68, and there's one that's graded in mint state either 69 or 70, probably not a 70. So what I didn't understand is how I was able to pick these up. I forgot what I paid for this. What the heck did I pay for this? I don't even know. It was under $100, but and I got two of them, and I listed them too. I mean, they're listed on my website, but and I list them for a lot. I list them for $250, but what I didn't understand is that PCGS has the same population count as a mint state 68, yet those are selling for like $499, $500 on eBay. So I didn't understand it. So I'm like, well, there's two NGCs. It's also a reputable company. So let me grab these because these aren't $500. So anyways, I've got these both listed for $250. I'm going to sit on them. I don't care if nobody buys them, but to me, it didn't make sense. Like how come I was able to pick this up for under $100 when the PCGS same grade sold for 500, and there's like 2 or 3 active that are asking 500. So anyways, besides the fact, again, I picked these up because I wanted to either purchase some rolls myself to try and find a mint state 68. And instead of you thinking it's a mint state 68 or whatever the grade is, it's a lot easier to have a real life example in your hands and to compare your coin to. So I went a little crazy. I bought a bunch of these. They're not very expensive on the lower grades. So here's an example of a mint state 65. So PCGS is interesting. They decided to put the reverse on the front of the slab versus how NGC does it, which I found was a little interesting. But again, so the mint state 65s, I think I bought all these on eBay. I mean, again, I'm going to list these, but I didn't understand either. Like, how come the mint state 65s are so cheap? So anyways, I was able to pick these up cheaper than what I could get, like cheaper than the grading fee. So again, I don't know. I know it sounds dumb, and I know people are like trying to find the mint state 68 when they submit a bunch of quarters, and then their mint state 65s or 66s or lower are the ones they're like losing money on. But I don't know. Like, I feel like if something's slabbed, it should be at least worth what it costs to get graded in the retail environment. So anyways, I bought a bunch of these. I went a little crazy. Yeah, this is a whole box of 66s. So I wanted to get a 68, 67, 66, 65, and 64. I think is the lowest that these have graded. So that way, when I'm buying, like, let's say I buy a roll of these, and people are selling rolls. They're supposedly bank sealed rolls of these quarters for $15. So again, why would you want to do this? Like, okay, first of all, don't do it if you don't like the quarter. Like, if you don't like this design, like, why are you even watching this video? But hear me out. So I really like this quarter. So it's something that I'm interested in. So I would like to have a 65, a 66, a 68, not a PCGS, because I ain't paying no $500 for one. I think that's psychotic. Now, it'd be great to find one and sell one for 500, and then it pays for all this nonsense. But to me, it's a fun way to park your money and have fun with it. Let me get this stupid box out of the way. There are other versions. Okay, here's my 67, but it's the first day of issue. Ooh, what does that mean? I don't know. It's like when the quarter first came out and some dealer like sent it in right away. So again, here's my 68, my 67, my 66, my 65. And guys, we're not talking big bucks here. Like even this one, well, I'm asking $250 for it now, but like you probably should be able to find one still for $100 again. So I got 2 first day of issues. So for some reason, the first day of issue guys are worth more, maybe because there's a lower population count. Sometimes though, that is false. Sometimes there are more first day of issue population than there are of a regular blue label. And believe it or not, people think the regular blue labels, if there's less population, they sometimes sell for more. So it all depends on the rarity, the total population report, which can always change. Like someone could then submit 1,000 of these and get a ton of mint state 68s, but they're not going to do it until the market like asks for it. So I think as these sell, there will be more dealers that'll just be like, yeah, let's buy a ton of these quarters and submit them for grading. But it's a little different, right? Like you can't just like, here's a bunch of rolls, because they'll lose their butts on a bunch of them. So someone actually have to look at each individual coin, and that's what collectors do. Here is my favorite coin of 2021. It's definitely the proof. Yeah, it's first day of issue. I did pay $90 for this. And the reason is the first day of issue. This does have a very low population count as well. Funny enough, not as low as this. Again, they only have 37 of these population count. I think this is around first day of issue. I'm going to look this up so I don't sound like a fool in the video. One sec. Okay, I looked that up. I didn't want to record while I was looking up because you guys want to hear me typing. So the population on this particular coin, there's 1,064 of these. So there's a lot, but there's only 116 first day of issues. So you could pick up a proof, a PR70 deep cameo. There's 900 of these out there. So you can probably pick this up for probably like $40-$50, but the first day of issue is worth 90 because they're only 10% of all the existing proof 70 deep cameos. I'm not a fan of buying a bunch of proof sets and submitting them hoping I'd get perfect 70s, because I'm not a big dealer. I think if I did that, I'd probably get a bunch of 68s and 69s, even if they were perfect looking. Like I've tried, guys, but I'm not willing to spend the $20. But this, I mean, just guys, this is a beautiful coin. I mean, it's very eye-appealing, very cool design. And again, it's still a newer coin. And everyone I've talked to that, you know, other numismatics people in our world, they really like this coin. Like they think it's cool. And it's already gone, right? Like it's already been replaced by all the quarters. The lady quarters this year, which I think are cool designs as well. I can't get into them. I can't get into everything brand new that the mint exists. Dude, look at that explosion. Holy smokes. Anyway, so this particular seller is super nice. I can't say who it is, but I bought all of her mint state 64s. I think I bought all 20 of them. And I didn't ask her to. She keeps sending them to me in these PCGS holders. So I've got another 12 hidden away, but why did I buy these? Well, these I got from her for $9. And then the ones I got from her last week were $6. So if you average all of them, you know, I'm into each one of them for around $7. Okay, so why did I get it? Well, I need an example, right? So I've got one of each. And yes, someone is advertising a mint state 63 with a pop count of 2. It's like, dude, who cares? Like, I could go throw one on the ground and submit it and get a lower grade than him. I'm not going to ask more for it. I thought that was very interesting. He's like trying to go for that, you know, if you have a really bad condition Morgan that barely shows the date and you get a poor one or a fair one, like it's worth as much as a mint state 65. Like, I don't understand the game. The low man, the low man's registry. Not into that. If you are, sorry I hurt your feelings, but I think that's stupid, but whatever. Like if you're into it and you made a ton of money on it, fantastic. Or if you're just into it because you like lowball coins, that's fine. But again, I got these, so I have a perfect example of a 64, perfect example of a 65, a 66, a 67, first day of issue, and a 68, because I'm not throwing down $500 for a PCGS version. So I'm going to use these examples later on as the series, I think, builds more popularity. But in the meantime, I think I've bought like every single one that was available on eBay. There's not a lot of these. So like there are not like even these, like these 65s, there's not a lot. There's like, 40 or 50 of these. So no one's really like sent this coin in to get graded because A, it's expensive, and B, if they did send it in, it's going to take like 4 months. So I think if you like a design on something, you should collect it, go all out, and this particular quarter is going to stand the test of time. Like, I think it's a cool design. Why? Because people are very familiar with the obverse, and the reverse is cool. Again, are you a fan of the new women quarters? I'm all right with the reverse, but that obverse, here, I'll get one out. Like, that thing's funky looking. Hold on one sec. So this is what I'm talking about. Like it looks cool, but it looks like a commemorative. But you can find these in your pocket change. They definitely stick out. Most people, when they get change, they don't pay attention, but I do. I'm just like, what is that? What did I just get? Like, who's this dude? Oh, it's Washington. Like, what's up with his hairdo, man? I mean, the reverse is cool. It's something different. That's the Maya Angelou, but like, I don't know. Like, to me, it doesn't register as a quarter, but this probably will register as a quarter for kids, but maybe not. Cause like, dude, as a kid, what do you get for a quarter nowadays? A punch in the face? Quarter don't buy you nothing. Kids don't go to arcades and play video games, and if they do, they're not using quarters; they're using tokens, right? Or they're probably, you know what? They're not even using coins anymore, guys. They use a card, or they use their cell phone. Like, here, we'll download your play to your cell phone, and then touch the cell phone to the machine, and then you can play your video games. Like, I don't even think kids go to arcades anymore. But I think, anyways, the Crossing the Delaware quarter, when you find them in your change, they are cool. And if you can find one in your change that will grade out to a mint state 68, this one definitely won't, and you can send it to PCGS for $20, and they send you back one, a mint state 68, and that quarter that cost you 25 cents plus $20 to send it to get graded comes back with a mint state 68, you now have yourself a $500 graded coin all day long. Why? Because it's so hard to find. You're not going to find it. And if you do, you're awesome. You're going to have to wait 3 months. So again, it's just the fun of the hobby. This is what we do, guys. Right? I mean, some guys are into finding like errors and stuff. Like, oh, I know one of the errors in this is like, his hat's all jacked up. It's like got a dye chip on it, and they're asking like thousands of dollars. I'm not into the errors unless I find one, but I've only found one in my entire life, and it was looking at some guy's grandma's collection, and there definitely was a cud coin, and I sold that on eBay real quick for like $78. It was a 1965 quarter and had a big like cud. I can't explain it. You just have to look up what a cud is on a quarter. So that's my video for today. So if you can find a Crossing the Delaware quarter and it looks perfect, set it aside. Bag it and tag it. And then save like 10 of them, submit it to PCGS. And as long as you get back a 67, you'll definitely get your money back. But if you get a 68, you'll make $500 all day long. That's my video for the day, guys. You'll have a good rest of your evening. Please like, share, subscribe, and everyone have a great rest of your night. Thanks.